So Bungie just revealed more about Marathon, their big return to PvP shooters, and get this, they're not including proximity chat at launch. Why? Because apparently the player base is too toxic. No, seriously. The devs are worried that you might say something mean during a game and hurt somebody's feelings. So the game director, Joe Ziegler, said that they want to create a safe space and aren't ready to add voice chat unless they could figure out how to magically remove all toxicity. Bro, it's a competitive online shooter, not a group therapy session. If you're afraid of a little trash talk in an extraction shooter, then maybe you're not ready to make an extraction shooter. Good thing this game is not coming out in the 360 era because that was peak toxicity. But let's be honest, in all these competitive games, half the fun is trash talking your opponents. Why is there this whole snowflake culture where you have to be sensitive to people's feelings and that you can't say anything too mean? Now, I get if you're trying to protect little kids from like pedos and stuff like that, but this is just a simple thing that should be included in a shooter game, especially an extraction game where you work as teams. You have to strategize and figure out y'all's goal to win the game. And proximity chat's actually a really cool feature. It's featured in other games. But let's talk about this. What's even more wild is that there's other games out there like Escape from Tarkov and Hunt Showdown that have had proximity chat for years. You can mute it. If it gets too offensive for you, you could toggle it on and off, or you could just ignore it. I don't even play with voice chat on half my games because you hear those squeakers, those little kids that just have their TVs on and you can hear their moms vacuuming in the background. I don't like all that noise, right? But you could choose to mute it, toggle it, or ignore it, and your problem's solved. But Bungie, no. They think you can't handle it at all. You can't handle proximity chat. Now, talk about a bubble wrap design. This is literally snowflake mechanics. Let's just protect people from toxicity. Like this is already lining up to be a failure of a game because they're planning to charge money for Marathon. Yeah, a shooter in 2025 that is being charged for. It's not going to be free to play. We talked about this yesterday. There's games that have bigger player bases that have been around longer, like Apex Legends, Destiny, Fortnite, Warzone, that are free to play, that feature lots of content that's drip feed through the entire year. And this one doesn't even have a single player campaign. Why charge for a game that doesn't have a single player campaign? It's multiplayer only. It requires you to be online at all times. So just like the Crew with Ubisoft, they could shut this down at any moment's notice because you have a license for the game. Not even some early access with a battle pass type model. It's straight up, give us your cash for a multiplayer only game that's already stripping away core features. It's like they're not even trying to make a game. Proximity chat is gone. Solo queuers are probably doomed if you're by yourself. This is giving major Concord energy, and that's not a good thing. And like I said, the comparisons with Concord are there. It's an uninspired game. Uninspired gameplay, crap mechanics, character designs look horrible. Nothing about this game reveal looked fun at all. And I know I got a few dislikes from Bungie loyalists that are over here bootlegging Bungie, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here. What is the benefit of paying 30 to 40 bucks for a game that doesn't have a single player campaign, that doesn't have proximity chat, that doesn't even have good looking characters, no story to fall back on, no lore? Concord 2.0's here. Concord came and went. They tried to charge a full price for a game. It didn't even last 2 weeks after launch. And they built up a huge marketing campaign for this. Did Sony not learn their lesson from Concord that they're having Bungie make this game right here? Let's be real. Let's be real here, right? Extraction shooters live and die by emergent moments. The chaos, the betrayals, the deals gone wrong. Take away proximity chat, and there's like no strategy. There's no soul of the genre. You can't embrace the chaos. You can't have fun with your teammates or your opponents, especially if it's proximity chat. You're left with just another generic looter shooter that doesn't even have any kind of real benefit, any kind of like strategic features for you to use. It just has a crappy user interface. It has a sweaty meta, zero personality, right? So a paid shooter by Bungie. Why would they do that? This day and age, 2025, why would you have a paid shooter without proximity chat? The whole idea of shooters is that it's a genre built on social interaction. Even games that are not even actual shooters. Some racing games, GTA Online, having a voice chat is part of the action, but if you're taking away just because you feel gamers are too toxic, you're already making me lose faith in your product. You're already making me think you have a whole bunch of weird wokies developing this game because you think it's too toxic. What is that? This is what happens when you build games for snowflakes instead of savages. Freaking savages that have, just this whole winner mentality. People that just want to get on there and escape from reality. I get it. You don't want people to get swatted. You don't want people to be put in danger. But there's protocol for that. You can report players that are being abusive on the system. You can report players that are breaking TOS. But to not have a simple feature for a shooter, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot, pun intended here. And that's already everything else that we've seen wrong with this. You're charging people for a game when there's free-to-play games that have better features, that have proximity chat, that have better campaigns, that have quests, that have missions, that have better battle pass design. Like, they're literally half-assing this game. And I know it was just barely announced, but I already see too many red flags here that I know this game's going to be dead on arrival, which is why I wanted to give my thoughts. But now, seeing this update with gamers being too toxic, like, you're already putting your company against gamers, and that never goes right. That never goes right. It always puts a mentality that you don't want to be consumer friendly, that you don't want a player base to play your game and enjoy it. Nobody's going to want to play this. Nobody's want to play this, and they're going to try to cope. You're going to see people try to cope and say it's the next best thing, but in our reality, it's not. All right, make this thing free to play. Put features that are much needed in it, like proximity chat, and make sure you don't have anybody that's woke working on the game as well. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, guys. Is this a bad move? No proximity chat? And don't forget to hit that subscription button. I'll see you on the next one.